Wait! Before you watch the review, I should warn you, this could change the course of your entire life. Hey guys, this is Frozen Being Stews here, and welcome back to another review. And today, I am going to be doing a review on Haunted Mansion. So, Haunted Mansion is the latest Disney film that is based on the ride and is a remake of a 2003 Haunted Mansion movie. I'll talk about that later in a bit. And came out just recently and is directed by Justin Simien and stars Rosario Dawson, Lakeith Stanfield, Owen Wilson, Tiffany Haddish, Danny DeVito, Chase Dillon, Jamie Lee Curtis, Jared Leto, Winona Ryder, etc. And so basically, Haunted Mansion tells the story of a single mom named Gabby, who pretty much moves into to the haunted man to the mansion with her son, you know, is his name again? Trying to his son. Oh, Travis. Yes, son. My bad. Yeah, son with Travis. But then it turns out that they find out that the new house is actually a haunted mansion that is haunted by ghosts. So and these ghosts are trying to attack Travis. So Gabby hires a tour guide, late Ben, a psychic, a priest, and a historian to be able to protect the haunted house, to help protect not I mean to help protect Travis from the ghosts and figure out how to stop them. So yeah, now let's talk about the original Haunted Mansion quickly. Now I was originally supposed to do a rant on this movie, but to be honest, I when I rewatched it, I actually had nothing to say. Like I didn't have much to say. I honestly didn't really fancy doing a review of that movie. But yeah, as for my thoughts on the film, yeah, it sucks. I mean, it is just as bad as the critics make it out to be. I think that movie deserves all the hate it gets. It is just atrocious. Yeah, that Cat in the Hat and Hulk are the worst movies 2003. I still think Cat in the Hat and Hulk are worse, but this is close. It certainly would make my top 10 worst Disney movies of all time. Eddie Murphy is absolutely embarrassing in that film. Like he's really embarrassing. He's a great comedian, but this one he was just more annoying. The movie is boring. It's not scary. It's just too goofy, and I mean in a bad way. So yeah, I know there's some people who say that is a guilty pleasure and they defend it. Well, good for you, but if you're only defending the original film just to say that this one is worse, then I don't know what you're thinking. So yeah, and yes, they're apparently remaking the Haunted Mansion. Now I'm sure y'all know that I can't stand these Disney live action remakes. I think they are just absolute garbage. They are just absolute garbage. Like they just suck, man. They just suck. Um, where do I even start with this? Yeah, especially with those Disney live action remakes. I mean, yeah, I think we all are just tired of it. And I already ranted. I've done like a couple of rants on the Disney live action remakes before, and boy, do they suck. Yeah, they just they just take away the charm of the original, and literally the original is just too perfect. You can't even try to replace it. Yeah, and they're only made just for nostalgia. But when it comes to this one in particular, this is a remake of a movie that is a piece of crap. So, yeah, so there could have been a chance that this movie was made to improve upon the original. But some are saying, oh, it's just another remake. It's just another remake, and yada, 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 yada. And also, yeah, and considering that this is a movie based on a Disneyland ride, a lot of people seem to be fed up about it. But I mean, I don't know how, but we don't get a lot of these movies based on the Disneyland ride. Heck, we haven't even gotten one since Pirates of the Caribbean 5, which I think is a guilty pleasure. Which I think is a guilty pleasure. I actually enjoy most of them. I'm not sure if there's a specific Disneyland movie based on the ride I don't like besides the original Haunted Mansion. But yeah, I enjoy them for the most part. Like adapting these rides. In fact, I want to see more rides adapted. Oh wait, actually, I just remembered. Jungle Cruise was the previous Disney movie based on the ride. It was a great movie, but yeah, it was a great movie. Yeah. No, not good, not great, just good. Good but not great. It was pretty decent for the most part. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I mean, I'd honestly like to see a Space Mountain movie. Now that would be awesome. So, anyways, yeah. Yeah, but what we got, yeah, the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. Well, great franchise, except the fourth one. That movie sucks ass. I think Pirates of the Caribbean 4 might be my pick for the worst Disney movie based on a Disneyland ride. Yeah, but the first Pirates movie is the best. Is my favorite of the Disneyland ride adaptations. That right adaptations, and we also and we even got Tomorrowland, which I think Tomorrowland is underrated. Yeah, I probably might do. I would love to do a review of Tomorrowland one of these days, and I think Tomorrowland is a great movie. It was actually the movie that got me into my first celebrity crush, Britt Roberts as well. Even though sadly I don't have a crush on her anymore. Like that's pretty much why I mostly remember Haley Steinfeld being my first celebrity crush. So that's something else. But yeah, we got ourselves this movie, and I was like, when I first heard that they were making this, I was like, okay, I guess. I was like, okay, and I saw the cast, and they brought in a certain Stranger Things actress, Winona Ryder, who played as one of my favorite Stranger Things characters, Joyce Byers, who is to me one of the best fictional moms of period. So yeah, Winona Ryder. It's just, I mean, I was like, okay, I can't wait to see her in this. I thought she was going to be a standout. Yeah, and then the teaser trailer came out. I was like, it looks really good. Yeah, the teaser trailer is just a banger, especially with that song "In My House Without Windows." Yeah, that is a great song right there. And the second trailer came out. I will admit though that I personally prefer the teaser trailer over the official trailer, but yeah, it's still enough to get me excited for this movie. And then the reviews came out, and yes, I kind of saw it coming. I knew it was gonna get bad reviews, and it was gonna flop. Especially when this movie came out at the wrong time. Yeah, this movie is apparently this movie should have been released during Halloween. Like it should have been released in October 2023. Like releasing this in the summer is such a dick move. Like, and what's worse is that this movie came out a week after Barbenheimer, what many people consider to be pretty much the movie event of the year, where they pretty much get a double feature of two big movies, and they pretty much want to watch both so badly that this movie will get affected. So I kind of knew this movie was gonna flop. And also, not to mention, people will probably save their money for the movie next week, which is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Even though that movie won't come out in my country until August 23rd, that's unfair. But anyways, I still saw this movie. I finally got to see it. I was supposed to see it last Saturday, but I couldn't because of personal stuff. I'd like spent time with my cousins and stuff. So yeah, now I got a chance to watch it. And what do I think about Haunted Mansion? I gotta tell y'all, I had an absolute blast watching Haunted Mansion. I think it is really good. Yeah, I like this movie, and I honestly don't get the hate for this movie. I think this, yeah, sure, maybe hate is a strong word for this movie, because when I hear people just say that it's meh, it's mediocre, but at the same time, I also heard some people say that this is even worse than the original. Like like they would go as far as saying that this movie makes the original look like a masterpiece, but I actually had a lot of fun with this movie. Yeah, it was just so much fun watching it. And yeah, there's just so much to like about this movie. Yeah, it's just a simple fun time at the movie, and yes, people, this is most certainly an improvement from the original Haunted Mansion movie, and yes, this is most certainly one of my most underrated movies of the year. No, it's not a masterpiece. It's not one of the. It won't go down as one of the best movies of the year, and it's not perfect. But I'll talk about the flaws later. But for now, I want to pretty much just talk. Say some good things about this movie. Just say what I liked about this movie. Yeah, because there's some things to really enjoy about this movie. But yeah, let's talk about what they are. First of all, yeah, this movie pretty much does feel far more like a haunted mansion movie than the original. It does feel just more like a movie than the original haunted mansion. The original haunted mansion just feels like an absolute joke of a movie. Pretty much the comedy of the original haunted mansion is just pretty much the movie existing. But this one does feel like a legit movie, and it does make it more fun, make it more spooky, and just make it a lot more enjoyable. And yeah, that's pretty much the point of these CC remakes, to make it better than the original. And this one just succeeds in this one big time. The characters are a lot of fun. I think the characters are pretty much one of the things that I enjoy more about it. And if you know me, characters is my favorite aspect of film. So yeah, this movie, the fact that the characters were like all really good, like I cared about every single character in this movie so much so that they all just stand out. Yeah, there's not a single character that I remotely dislike. Every single character is great. Specifically with the main characters. Gabby would be my favorite character. Gabby would be my favorite character. She is just really good. And yeah, I just really like Rosario Dawson, and I'm really happy to see her as Ashoka later this month. But as Gabby, she's actually really fun. Like she's just such a sweet mother, just doing all these things, like trying to hire people to protect her own son. Yeah, such a great movie mother, and I honestly wish I would love to have a mother like her. A mother who's just cheerful, and yeah, even though, well, don't get me wrong, I love my mom, but yeah, I mean, she's just a cool mother. But and yeah, I mean, and Rosario Dawson gives such a fun performance. And this movie even features such a stacked cast, and all the casts, are great. Even got an Oscar, pretty much an Oscar recognized actor, Lakeith Stanfield. Now I know people are saying that, oh, Lakeith Stanfield, he's too good for a Disney movie like this one. But I think Lakeith Stanfield, he actually does deserve to be in a movie like this, because he actually does, he actually seems very invested in his role. He actually does put some care in his role. And he actually does give the best performance to the cast. He's definitely a close second. Gabby's my favorite, but he's definitely like my second favorite character, a close second. And he really do feel bad for his character. He actually does in some legitimately great character arc. Considering that he lost his wife, and he really does give and he really does grief about it. For most of the movie, he talks about how he grieves upon his wife's death, and how he just feels sad about it. But and you really do feel his character, man. And yeah, so anyone who pretty much feels grief over the loss of a loved one would certainly relate to his character. I don't relate to him, but I know many people would. Many people would, and yes, the story does do a great job on tackling very deep themes of grief and loss and loss and loss. Now, I know at first it seemed like they were not they weren't taking it too seriously, but later on it does become a lot more serious eventually. So I really acknowledge the movie for pretty much doing that. Doing that, and yeah, and other cast, like Owen Wilson as the priest, is just really good. Danny DeVito is Danny DeVito. I mean, yeah, Danny DeVito is pretty much Danny DeVito. Yeah, like he just, but I think it's a good thing. It's not like Dwayne Johnson where he just acts the same character. I think that Danny DeVito is fun. Also the kid who plays the Travis, the kid, really fun character and great acting. Like one of the better child actors I've ever seen that put into a film, um, put into a film and put into a film and even Tiffany Haddish. Now I will admit I am not a Tiffany Haddish fan at all. I think she is annoying. Most of her movies, she's just being cringeworthy, and really, and she really does annoy me. The one time that I actually do like the Tiffany Haddish was the Unbearable Weight of Massive last year, where she gave a really good performance. But honestly, this honestly might be one of her better performances. That like she's actually funny in this movie. Like I was actually laughing. Like most of Tiffany Haddish's jokes are just cringeworthy. Like what is this? But this one she actually was funny, like the scene where she literally just was trying to meditate to be able to attract the ghost's attention, but then like when she meditates she just falls asleep, like, and then it was just hilarious. I was like laughing really hard at that joke. That was a great joke right there. That got me. And yes, and yeah, the visuals, it is visually stunning. One of the more visually stunning Disney movies. More stunning Disney movies. Like especially like in the third act, the ghost design. People say the ghosts are, yeah. People say that the ghost designs are cheap and lazy, but I don't agree with that. I think the ghosts are well designed and they actually do look terrifying. And yes, people, I gotta say this right now. This movie is actually scary. Like I watch a lot of horror movies. And this is supposed to be a family horror movie, but actually it's not for kids. I think kids are gonna. This movie is gonna scare the crap out of kids. I would say it's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness level scary, where like it's more of a safe one of the safer horror movies that doesn't go all gory and stuff. But when the movie has jump scares, they do scare the crap out of me. Like scare the crap out of me, specifically in the middle act. Whenever there's jump scares, like I just get scared. Yeah, pretty much the scariest scene to me. You actually saw this one in the trailer. You've seen this one scary moment in the trailer, like in the official trailer like where Lakeith Stanfield's character Ben would, almost like looking at the mirror that is like covered in gin, and he tries to wipe it off, and then like when he wipes it off, like all of it off, like when Lucky Stanfield wipes the mirror, there's like a ghost that scares him, and then it just throws him an axe. Yeah, every time I see that, even in the trailers, it scares me, and yeah, it scares me. And there are other ones as well, like other ones, and yeah. Although yes, not all of it is scary. Like the ones I'm talking about is jump scares, and yes, the jump scares actually do feel like actual jump scares, and it's actually not just some cheap jump scares that we normally get in the more straight up horror movies nowadays. So, and I like that. I like that this movie tries. Disney hasn't done something like this in like many years. Like Disney, we don't get much of this from Disney. And I think we need more. We need that Disney to make more movies like this. That's movies that just scare me. And just scare me. And yeah. And also the villain in this movie, Jared Leto's Alistair, the hot box ghost, something like that. Although he's not in the film that much, my God, is he scary. He's such a great villain, and he is much better than Morbius. Yeah, Jared Leto is much better than Morbius, and I think that Jared Leto is overall a great actor. Some people just think that that he's a bad actor just because the only movie they saw from him is Morbius. But you should watch other movies too, like Blade Runner 2049. Jared Leto, I think that is still his best role to me. Yeah, Jared Leto, like he hasn't like, yeah, Jared Leto. I think Jared Leto is great when it comes to not being in comic movies, because pretty much Jared Leto's worst roles are in a comic book movie, specifically Joker from Suicide Squad, and especially Morbius. Ugh. But in this movie, it just proves that when Jared Leto is not in a comic book movie, he is really good in this one. And this movie had a few heartwarming moments as well. Like it can also get heartwarming and emotional. Yeah, like there's a scene in the movie which is actually my favorite scene. Basically, where when Ben talks about his wife. Ben talks about his wife. How he had like such a wonderful life with his wife until his wife died from a car crash, and that's where you actually feel his pain. And I actually did tear up, which I did not expect from this movie. So yeah, this movie can be emotional, it can be and scary at the same time, and also very heartwarming. That left me with a smile on my face. However, yes, this movie is not perfect. There are some flaws I have with this movie. Now let's talk about the flaws I have with it. For starters, this movie is too long. Like it's basically 2 hours and 3 minutes long, and yeah. Although that's kind of one of my problems with Disney animated movies, they tend to be a little over long. Except Pirates one, except the Pirates, the first two Pirates movie and the fifth one. At least they both have justified runtime, but most of the time, yeah, they would feel a little too long. And this movie is just one of those movies. It is like too long. It's like 2 hours and 3 minutes. The original one is just 85 minutes. I think this movie could have been like 10 to 20 minutes shorter. Yeah. Like basically the story it's trying to tell. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it would have been like such a long movie, since it's 2 hours and 3 minutes long, and the story is just the story could have just wrapped up at like an hour and 45 minutes, something like that. But no, there were some boring scenes here, specifically in the daylight scenes. I was all like pretty much the best parts of the movie would all like the great parts of this movie would take place in at nighttime. When it's daytime, the movie just starts to become a bit dull, and okay, get over with it, just make it night already. Yeah, but thankfully there are more night scenes than day scenes. Specifically when the ghost comes out at night. Yeah, it's just that's when the great stuff happens. But when it comes to daytime scenes, there are like some unimportant events happening. Yeah, some like things are just not very important. That don't feel important to the story. And you just like there's a scene in the movie where Ben and where Ben Kent, Owen Wilson's character, and Travis went to the museum of Jared Leto's character, the museum, to get the stuff they need. And then there was a tour guide, and apparently they were forced to join the tour before even getting to complete the mission. That the invisible ghost, pretty much the water ghost, asked them to get there. It was the water ghost, yeah. The water ghost, and the water ghost, and then like the tour was like, oh my god, it took forever. It went on and on, and I was like, okay, get over it. Yeah, that scene was pretty bad. The humor was honestly hit or miss. Yeah, the jokes were hit or miss. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did talk about Tiffany Haddish's jokes, like sleeping while meditating. That was funny. That was funny, and also Danny DeVito does deliver some great laughs, but yeah, most of the time this movie just has some really not very good jokes. The humor just like there's a scene in the movie where they made egg buns. Yeah, basically like when they were they were cooking eggs, like Gabby was cooking eggs, and then both Gabby and the Tiffany Haddish character would pretty much make these cringy egg buns, like egg sources, like that was so painfully stupid and unfunny. Yeah, that was like yeah, that's ugh. So yeah, but yeah, that's all for my flaws. Yeah. So overall, Haunted Mansion is such a blessed movie, and this movie just proves why I love Disney, and and movies like this deserves better. It deserves better. I understand why this movie flopped at the box office, but at least but giving this movie negative reviews, I don't understand at all. Sure, yes, this movie is flawed, but yeah, when this movie is good, it's really good, and Disney should make more movies like this. Yeah, yeah, Disney should make more movies like this. I think this movie is when it comes to my ranking of all the movies based on theme park rides. I would probably put put this on par with Tomorrowland. I'd say Tomorrowland is a little bit better because I think the story is just a little bit better. Um, I think I would say that yeah, I would probably say Tomorrowland is a smidge better to me. But both Tomorrowland and Haunted Mansion are on par. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a fun watch, and yeah, I definitely recommend checking this one out. It's actually you'll have a good time, and yeah, the critics are certainly far too harsh on this one. So with that said, I'm gonna give this Haunted Mansion an 8 out of 10. Yeah, hopefully the Disney will. So yeah, Disney does deserve a better. Yeah, Disney deserves better. Yeah, this movie is far, far, far better than that crappy Little Mermaid remake. So yeah, so also for my review of Haunted Mansion 2023. What is your opinion on this movie? Do you agree with me that this movie is underrated and a blast and deserves a better reviews, more positive reviews? Or are you with those people who doesn't really care about this movie? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my ranking of all summer movies of 2023. Yes, that video will happen, and stay tuned for my review, my chair reviews, as well as my review of Interstellar. So yeah, Interstellar and maybe Dunkirk, but I'll think about it. See if I feel like reviewing a movie. Well, don't expect these reviews to be confirmed. It's just what I'm planning. Yeah. So yeah, bye guys.